Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. In this corner, weighing in at 195 pounds, he is from Long Island, New York, the challenger, TyMe However, from here on and forever, our time is now.
All right, and we're live. I think this is Wrestling with Time 10, since we got fucked up last time, and we got technical difficulties. At least I got you recording this time. I might just throw like a little bit of mashup from the last episode into the end of this episode, since we were discussing CM Punk's return and all that other bullshit. It's already late, but people will still get a chance to hear whatever I salvaged in the last 15, 20 minutes of that show over there. But what's up, motherfucker? He's back.
I enjoyed a good pay-per-view last night. I had to say, I didn't watch the pay-per-view itself. I saw the highlights. I saw the recaps. Let me tell you something. I might be eating crow.
Yeah.
After what I said last week.
He's back,
with
motherfucker.
The news about Punk and everything.
Hold up. You just went.
I might be determined.
You might be what?
I said, but that still depends to be determined if I'm going to eat crow on my words or not. Let's see.
Oh, bro, you are. We were just talking about it this morning. You said you were talking about AEW being WWE light, and now you're thinking it's New Japan with
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor mixed. All right.
So as of right now, I might be, like I said, I'm probably going to eat crow on this one. And you know what? Good. Because I like to be proven wrong in the professional wrestling world.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think anybody was really expecting what we had last night as a pay-per-view, like what we had in store, because that was probably one of the best pay-per-views I've seen personally in over 10 years in wrestling.
How about this? Fucking two major debuts. Actually, three major debuts.
Yeah.
Last night. And incredibly, one person I was not expecting to be there.
Who's that?
Now, in a follow-up episode of the news, I did say that Daniel Bryan would be there by the end of September.
Yeah.
And if you watched last week's video, I said, Daniel Bryan would be there this pay-per-view coming up.
You're actually going to be able to
that one right,
and they're actually going to be able to view that. They'll be able to view that on the end. We're going to throw that on the end episode so you can hear exactly what we're talking about. Just for people that were watching.
I literally said he should be debuting for AEW by the end of the month in the New York show that they're having here in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong because I made a prediction last week and said he'll be debuting at the All Out pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I was right.
Yeah. It surprised me.
So I knew the rumor that he was going to be in New York for the New York show. That's where they were going to debut him.
Uh-huh.
Then they debuted Punk early because Punk was supposed to debut last night.
Yeah.
That was when he was supposed to make his return. Was last night was supposed to be the return of CM Punk.
I was tweeting under your account.
They did it a week early, and they did Daniel Bryan 2 weeks early.
Yeah. Well, I was tweeting under your account, and I said, how many surprises are in store tonight or something like that? Like, I'm trying to build your Twitter up there and shit. And I was like, maybe more than one. And there was a lot of surprises in the bag, bro. Like, we hit the fucking jackpot. We walked out there with 2 money bags, coins just flowing out of the machine, out of the slots, because
all 3 were money bags, bro. All 3. You got Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Adam Cole, baby.
Yep. And we knew CM Punk was there. So, I mean, that was a surprise, but it wasn't really like, surprise, I'm here. It was just like, surprise, I'm back, motherfuckers.
It wasn't a debut.
Yeah.
It was an actual wrestling match. It was his debut wrestling match.
For AEW. But did you see the tweet he posted where it was like, this poop is getting boring? And then he just said, this shit is fun again, and retweeted it or something. And I was like, I could put the tweet like right here.
If you go and watch his video, with him and Tony Khan after he debuted. He was asked a question by a reporter. What made you change your mind to go to AEW? I'm probably paraphrasing some of this, but this is close to, in a simple sense term. This is exactly what he said. They were offering me good money over there, but I know how everybody's acting over there, and I know how management is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be over there.
Yeah.
I would have taken it for the money because they were going to give me good dates and everything. But I know how management works over there and how they screw people. So I decided, when I took a look at AEW, I saw how fun the guys were having.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's where I want to be. I want to have a good family fun environment. Not family fun, but fun nonetheless. And what really sold him to go to AEW was that AEW kept everything quiet about Luke Harper.
Yeah.
With his health and everything, they kept that legitimately mad quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what really made him sign with AEW, was that management does care about their people, and management doesn't want to let the outside people know that somebody's really hurt or this or that. So he was very sold on that to go to AEW.
Mm-hmm. And also, you knew that he knew what he was getting into if he went back into that environment. No matter how much he missed doing what he loved, he knew, like, okay, once I sign my soul over to the devil and my ink's on that dotted line, anything that they fucking say, I have to do. It has to go, whether I like it or disagree with it, whatever the case. You get into breach of contract. You don't want a lawsuit and things of that nature. He went to where they let you be human, bro. Like, AEW is like humanizing athletes again. Like, it's bringing back professional wrestling, because Vince came out strictly and said, we are entertainers. And that was his whole thing with the Monday Night Wars, was we're entertainers. This isn't pro wrestling. It's being pro wrestling again.
He only said that so he didn't have to pay taxes. Fuck you. That's a legitimate fact. Vince McMahon labeled WWE as sports entertainment, so he doesn't have to pay the sports and fucking it's the sports and athlete associations in all of the states to have their wrestlers take stress tests and this and that, and to pay thousands and thousands of fucking dollars.
Okay.
He said that was sports entertainment. So guess what? I don't got to pay taxes on any of that shit. That's how he became a billionaire.
But still, either way, like, AEW is just making it where it's wrestling again, bro. It's pro wrestling. Like, you hear them talk about it, like the announcers, like, pro wrestling is great again. It fires you up. Like, yeah, wrestling is wrestling again.
It's sports entertainment, but it's sports entertainment done the proper way and how it worked back in the 90s and the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. You're being safe, but you're not being safe. You're trying to bring back AEW, the more and more I think about it, is a nostalgia act. But the nostalgia act is the type of wrestling that we grew up with, is what they're doing now.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. It's a big nostalgia act with new people, pretty much doing old stuff from back then, but revamping everything with new storylines, the whole 9 yards. And they're going to do very good. And for them to get Adam Cole out of everybody, I don't fucking care about Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, I knew he was going to go over there. It's a big deal, yes. But Adam Cole was Triple H's right-hand man in NXT. That's why Adam Cole was the champion for so damn long. Triple H loved Adam Cole. He wanted to keep Adam Cole and keep him on NXT to be a NXT veteran for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He was going to make Adam Cole the John Cena of NXT. He
wanted to mold him, shape him into
the badass wrestler, not like a Triple H clone or anything, but Adam Cole as himself, as a badass wrestler. He would have made Adam Cole the fucking Kenny Omega of NXT.
I don't know what it is about
Adam Cole is. Adam Cole's got the right stuff. Adam Cole is an American version of Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega's from Canada.
Yeah.
So our version is Adam Cole.
Well, that's what he mentioned. Like, we're best friends. And then he was like, did I do that? Like the Urkel and stuff. And honestly, dude, I don't know what it is about AEW, but they've made it where I've never been more excited to see talent in AEW that I didn't give a fuck about in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I have a phone call coming in. Hold on.
Yeah. I was like, I'm getting a reverberated echo. All right. But, yeah, like I was saying, I've never been so happy to see like some of the WWE talent in AEW that I never really gave a fuck about in WWE. And I think it's because I know that they're not going to be really scripted. They're just going to be able to be themselves and show us exactly the potential that they've had all along that they might have been shadowed.
That's how I became a Christian Cage fan.
Yeah.
I liked Christian in the Brood. I liked him when he went solo, when he was with Tess. I'm sorry, not Tess. When he was with fucking Tyson Tomko as his bodyguard. He goes to TNA. He fucking wins the NWA World Heavyweight title within 3 months of being there. Beats Jeff Jarrett for it, if I'm not mistaken correctly.
Yeah.
He beats Jeff Jarrett for it.
Yo, I posted a tweet last night, and I was like,
champion for like 3 times before he won it from Kenny Omega last week.
Yeah, I wanted him to win, but I said, like, I'm rooting for Captain Charisma. But wait, hold up. Can I even say that, or is that copyright infringement?
No, you're allowed to say Captain Charisma. You're allowed to say Captain Charisma. You're allowed to say the Instant Classic. What else?
I said when it was
Peeps.
Cutie Marshall.
Peeps, I'm still a Peep.
Oh yeah, because he's Christian for Peeps. That's still his Twitter handle, Christian for Peeps. But when it came down to the Big Show Cutie Marshall match, I was like, I'm going for the it's the BI, and then I was like, well, the big guy. Like, am I allowed to say that? Like, I was just throwing shots, like little shots at WWE here and there. Like,
call him the Giant.
Yeah,
call him the Giant.
I did numerous times. I said, like, there was a lot of people shitting on the match, and I said, I've been a fan of Paul since like the Giant days, and the thing is, he's given so much to this business, and he became a jobber eventually for WWE, where like, the Giant was just getting his ass beat. Like, the big guy's getting his ass beat by like these midgets and shit. And I was like, just let the guy go out there and get his 1-0 AEW debut, pouring his heart out, doing what he loves, what we all love. Like, you don't cut anybody off from doing what they love. Like, if that's their passion, I don't care if you're a musician, actor, athlete, you're old and you love doing it. You might not be at the top tier you was once at, but you should still do what you love. And that's it. Bottom line, that's what I got to say to the naysayers. Fuck them. But what was your favorite match of the night?
Oh.
I already told you my favorite was the tag team. I'm already going with that. I called it before it happened. I said, this is potentially the greatest, this will be match of the night. I said, no doubt about it, CM Punk's match is going to be the fan favorite, but this is going down as match of the night. And I think the ring around the super kicks, that shit was funny, bro. Kick, 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 kick. I was like, these motherfuckers, bro.
I really don't have a favorite match from last night.
It was tough. It was tough.
Everything was good. Everything was just too good.
It was tough. Turning my co-host into an all elite, man.
Me personally, I kind of like the main event. I liked, Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage for the AEW title. It's just that Christian's one of my favorites, and I'll always be behind him, whether he's a heel or a good guy. I'll always be behind him.
Yeah.
So I have to give it to the main event. That's just me, because I'm the type of guy who likes a main event match. I look for, yes, there are good matches throughout the pay-per-view, but here's the match order, and most wrestlers will tell you this. I would rather be first, I'd rather be in the middle, or I'd rather be last.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Chris Jericho ultimately left WWE. Him and Kevin Owens, when they had the French, the Festival of Friendship thing, this is the reason why he left WWE.
Oh, yeah?
Vince McMahon let him do the whole thing by himself. Vince let Chris Jericho run the whole thing, pick the match, do whatever. When it came to WrestleMania, Vince McMahon kind of screwed him. And he put them on like fourth match in. Chris Jericho flat out told Vince, I either be first, middle, or last. I don't want to be fourth or fifth match. If you're going to have 10 matches on the card, I'd rather be in the middle, or I'd rather start the show.
Yeah.
I understand if I'm not your main event, but if I could be before the main event, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I would rather start first, middle, second to last. Not in between. That's what really made him go to AEW.
Really?
Because he wanted to either be first or last, and he wanted his matches to mean something.
Well, actually, it's crazy because we discussed recently how he just had his 30-year, anniversary in wrestling. And the dude that was wrestling Mox, I can't think of his name, the guy from New Japan. They said he was actually wrestling for like 30 years too. And he was dope. I just can't think of his name right now.
You know who I want to see come from New Japan? You want to know who I want to see come from New Japan and face Dean Ambrose? I'm sorry, not Dean Ambrose. Jon Moxley.
Huh.
I want to see the fucking, what's his name? He's the most decorated champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ichiro Okada or something like that.
To be honest,
he's like
I don't really
like
know.
6'9".
I don't even know New Japan like that.
The fucking guy's like 6'6", like 240 pounds. He's like in New Japan, he's like the best champion that's ever been and shit. Like, I'm trying to remember his name. But he's like really famous in Japan. He's like today's fucking Hulk Hogan to Japan.
Yeah. Fucking the talent over there, I mean, is undeniable. It's just I never really been big on it.
We have a lot of our own talent.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's guys who kind of like, who strayed away from WWE or they just got released from WWE. They go to Japan or they go elsewhere in the world and wrestle, and they do the indie circuits for a while. Or like you said, Ring of Honor is another one, or TNA, I guess was. TNA, I think you said on the last show is done, right? Like they're done?
TNA, the brand, yes, it's now called Impact.
Yeah, Impact Wrestling, but it's not TNA Impact. It's just Impact.
It's owned by Don Callis and Sami Callihan.
But it's just Impact. It's not TNA Impact.
But it's funded by Anthem Sports Entertainment. And guess who has a big partnership with Anthem Sports Entertainment? Baby man, fucking drummer Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, who runs NWA.
I had a feeling that because he was on Raven's podcast a couple times, and I think they're pretty good friends, him and Raven.
He did babyface Billy Corgan. I'm sorry, baby man Billy Corgan from the drummer from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
In 2013, went to Impact Wrestling and actually invested in it. I mean, like he invested in it.
Yeah.
Dixie Carter fucked him up the ass so good.
Controlling
with a fucking broomstick. Fucked him out of Impact Wrestling. So he went to Anthem Sports Entertainment and fucking threw Dixie Carter out. And then fucking Jeff Jarrett came back, called it Global Force Wrestling. And what the fuck was going on between 2014 and 2017? No fucking idea, because I just lost interest in it after Jeff Jarrett came back, and now it's Global Force Wrestling. It's like you just turned it to Impact 3 years ago. What the fuck?
Yeah, mind fucking. Damn.
It's a big mind fuck.
I'll tell you, my favorite part of Jeff Jarrett, bro, was Deborah's puppies.
That's why I'm glad that Jeff Jarrett's in WWE right now and he's a Hall of Famer, because we don't have to fucking deal with any of that bullshit.
Yeah, he's a backstage guy now, right? He's like a talent.
Yes, and also WWE went out of their way and purchased all the assets that Jeff Jarrett had from TNA because he was still owner of the name. So I believe WWE owns the name TNA now.
Did they happen to purchase Deborah's puppies? For King, at least.
No, actually, I think Vince Russo was the one who paid for those puppies.
Well, we know that King is very thankful for those puppies.
Yeah.
But yo, what do we got for news this week, bro? Like we skipped the whole news segment. I mean, aside from like the whole wrestling, like what else is going on in the world? Before we jump right back into the pay-per-view, but let's get the news out the way early on.
Bray Wyatt is supposedly, what I heard in the rumor mill, Bray Wyatt's not going to be heading to AEW in October. there's more talks of him and Braun Strowman debuting in Impact Wrestling on the same day in October. There is a lot of talks. I'm not sure if
they still have that ability to cross over, though.
Yes, they do, because Impact is working with AEW.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's even better though. But
the way that I'm looking at it, if Impact and AEW were smart, they would grab Bray Wyatt and make Bray Wyatt the Undertaker of fucking their brands.
all
right,
you have
the Fiend character. You have the Fiend character. WWE no longer owns it because they fired him. So that's his character. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Yeah.
So go to Impact, go to AEW, become the Undertaker of that wrestling company.
Makes sense.
Become the most feared person in the business.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. He's definitely one of my favorite creatives that ever existed. Like I remember like when the Wyatt family first came out, bro, to me that was like the Ministry of Darkness, New Age. I was this is the shit. This is making me love wrestling again.
You don't know what I've seen. I've seen trials and tribulations. I've seen the darkness from a man and see the light come out. I'm the one who brings all the people together, and then I destroy their world, man.
Yeah.
Follow the buzzards.
Yeah. I remember when we did the Luke Harper episode, you had the fucking lantern, bro. Damn. Dude, that's already, I mean, it seems like so long ago already. It's not that long ago, but that was like one of our earlier episodes in the WWT series.
Yep.
We're almost overriding more Wrestling with Times than we have actual Our Time Is Now, the whole entire podcast. If I have going on close to 30 episodes, like this is going to be episode 28. This is 28 AEW All Out. That's what we're going to call it. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying. But this is 28 and we probably got like, this is 11. Oh yeah, we said 10. This would have been 11, but we got one botch. So this is Wrestling with Time 10, bro. So we're a third of the entire podcast as a whole. And a lot of our following comes in under the wrestling demographic. We get a lot of India, get a lot of listeners from India and around the world, probably more so than in the United States.
I love all my listeners. I ain't racist. Just because I'm a Trump supporter doesn't mean I'm a racist. Let me tell you, I love my fans. I don't care. I don't care if you just listening to this show. You enjoy yourself. Okay, now let me tell you something, baby. This is coming from the dream. That's the road.
I just noticed you got your fucking flag still up.
Today, we're having some fun, baby. I'm going to put on the polka dots and I'm going to walk down and I'm going to put everybody in their place, baby. Now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make things look juicy and creamy. Just like Jim Cornette would say, it's like come on a gold tooth.
Ooh, whoa. Jim Cornette said what?
Yeah, Jim Cornette said it's like come on a gold tooth.
That is bizarre, Jimmy. What are you thinking about? First of all,
go to episode 43 on Something to Wrestle With and listen to Bruce Pritchard and fucking the other fat man who does podcasting very well.
Conrad.
Roll Tide, my brother. And just listen to the Jim Cornette episode. I laughed my ass off.
It's like, come on a gold tooth. I can hear him now.
No. Very weird. Conrad Thompson was like, so have you ever been to, I'm sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Jim Cornette's house? Oh, yeah. Yeah. When he was living in Connecticut. He had this nice house on a high rise. Nice 2-story house. But when you pulled up to the house, all the windows would be blacked out with like construction paper. Like black construction paper. And when you walked in there, he had these soft pink lights up in the light fixtures. He was like, oh no, goddamn. I don't like that soft white shit. I like the little pink lights. It gives a little bit of ambiance. He was performing a sex dungeon in his house, wasn't he?
Oh,
probably.
Definitely. Or snuff films. One or the other.
Jim Cornette was a weird dude. Jim Cornette was a weird dude. And let me just say this. Jim Cornette used to have a pet rat. It was like, do you remember the rat that used to be in the Mankind promos? The rat that used to crawl around Mick Foley and everything? Yeah. That was Jim Cornette's rat.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette.
He's like, I have a rat, Mick.
So one day, the rat got sick. Jim Cornette brought him to the vet. And about an hour after he brings him to the vet, he's like, oh, Bruce, I don't know what I'm going to do. They say that, they could save him, but they got to do surgery. And it's going to cost like $1,400. What do I do? And I was like, wait a minute, Jim. You brought a fucking rat to a vet to have surgery on. Yeah, well, what the fuck would you do if it was one of your loved ones? I was like, okay, Corny, okay. So they went and did surgery, $1,400 surgery on a rat. And unfortunately, George passed away. That was the rat's name, George.
All that for nothing, huh?
All that for nothing. And no joke, Jim Cornette kept it in the freezer in a shoebox for 2.5 weeks next to the frozen lasagna and waited until he can go back home and bury it with his dad in Mississippi, in fucking Kentucky.
All right, Jimmy boy.
True fucking story. Something to wrestle with. Bruce Pritchard talks about fucking. It's a whole episode of Jim Cornette. It's 3.5 hours.
What is that? Episode 43.
It's hysterically funny. Bruce Pritchard does a good Jim Cornette voice. It's hysterically funny. I love it. That's where the expression, where I say, and Jim Cornette says it's like coming on gold tooth, baby. That's where I got it from, was from Bruce Pritchard. He used to say that.
Come on a gold tooth. Oh,
it's like come on a gold tooth, baby. It's always nice.
He must have been coming in like, I'm not even going to go disrespectful there. Never mind. I should just shut the fuck up.
Bruce Pritchard said that.
Wait, say that again? You just cracked up.
Bruce Pritchard said on that podcast that Jim Cornette is a weird motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is. He's probably like had a drag show in his fucking house or something, bro.
No, I've heard some shit that he likes to have another guy fuck his wife while he watches and shit. Yeah, bro, he's into that cockhold shit, and his wife ain't good looking either.
He's like, yeah, you want to fuck my wife? Come on over, fuck my wife.
Oh, God damn. I'll just sit in the corner while it's all black and whack off while you fuck my wife. Yeah.
Got the pink lights, the romance lights, kid. The romance lights.
The fucking pink lights for ambiance. Look what the fuck, Corny. Oh, God damn. I don't like them soft lights. They hurt my eyes.
Oh, my God.
The pink lights don't hurt my life. Hurt my eyes. Pink, like Bret Hart's color, pink on the tights, bum, 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 bum.
He's like, come on over. He's like, I got popsicles in the basement, like that guy from Family Guy.
Yeah,
but instead of popsicles, you're going to come fuck my wife.
Oh, God damn. I got NyQuil popsicles up in the freezer, and you can have them while you fuck my wife while I'm in the corner.
I just want to watch. Get my little video camera. Get some ideas.
I want to make a porno.
Fucking, what you got over there? What the hell's that? Big old nice bong?
It's my Gravity Labs bong.
Yeah, I need a fucking bong, bro. I was thinking about that the other day. People were posting bongs on Twitter, and I was like, I could use a bong, bro. I haven't had a bong in fucking years, bro. I just been smoking pipes and joints and fucking.
Let me take you to my bong collection.
Haven't even had a bubbler in fucking probably 6 years.
I got a bubbler. I got a gravity bong. I got a regular bong. I got a stem bong. I got mini bongs. I got fucking pipe bongs.
Bongs.
I got a lot of bongs.
Bongs.
There's my roar right here.
Well, you've always been a fucking bong guy anyway. You've always smoked fucking bongs. Always had your bong by your basement, playing SmackDown vs. Raw, bonging.
All of these I got for free.
How? Someone gave them to you?
My stepfather is good friends with a lot of people up at Lake Ronkonkoma, up at the actual lake.
Yeah.
And he knows a couple of guys that are in their 60s that just go to the store, buy a fucking bong, use it for one night, and never use it again.
What was that? Yeah. What was that store? Oh, East West, right?
Because their wives don't like them smoking.
Yeah, what was that store? East West, the bong store?
East West, they have been closed
Really?
for the longest time now. Yeah.
What? I never thought they'd ever close, man. I remember going
They're
in there. I was
closed.
gonna bring them a liquor bottle and have them like do the diamond drill bit and make me a bong, and I never did.
That one bong I was showing you, my Roar one, that one still had the sticker on it of when they bought it, of the price tag.
Oh yeah.
Guess how much that Roar bong is? It's triple blown glass, made in the United States. Guess how much it's worth?
Couple hundred.
$275.
Yeah, I believe it, bro. I there's a fucking smoke shop up by me called Escape. Used to be my favorite smoke shop. Walk in there, bro, see pieces for like $1,500. Corning Museum of Glass, fucking Corning Glass Museum or Corning Glass, whatever.
Gravity Lab bong
Fucking
had the sticker price on it. This was $125.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's got a bubbler in it too.
yeah, bro. I believe it. Glasswork. You could get glasswork fucking cheap, or you could get glasswork expensive as a motherfucker. It's all in the craftsmanship, like anything else in the world. You could get that shit built in the USA or made in China.
This Gravity Labs is made in the United States. What is fucking powerful?
I just bought a fucking one of those the bucket bosses, like the little tool kits that go over like the 5-gallon bucket. And it was like $39 on Amazon. I was literally going to buy this on Thursday or Friday when I was at work. And I walked into the hardware store over the weekend when I was fixing my toilet the other day. And I walked out and I was like, hold up. I think I just saw the bucket boss. I went back in, $19. Then went and bought a 5-gallon bucket with a lid. Came out to $30, bro. I was like, Amazon is shit because you pay for fucking Prime and you're paying for a convenience anyway. Even though I'm paying you for the 2-day delivery, you're still upselling for the convenience of delivering to my house because it's more for the without the bucket and just the toolkit than it was for me to buy the same exact 30-pouch toolkit with the bucket and the lid. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, always change your bong water every 48 hours. That shit starts to get moldy, and that shit'll fuck up your lungs.
Yeah, I never.
Oh, and don't drink the bong water either.
Don't what? Drink it?
Don't drink don't drink it.
Ugh, bro, didn't they do that shit in Jackass?
No, that's a joke from Joe Dirt, where, his parents call on the radio show and everything.
Yeah.
And they're fucking, sitting there being all weird. And then after that, Joe Dirt was like, yeah, how about you stop drinking the bong water?
Yeah. But I'm saying, I'm pretty sure they did that in Jackass too, or somebody did that before and threw up. I've seen that somewhere.
I think that was on the TV show.
Was it on the TV show? Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't in the movie.
It could have been.
I think that was in the TV show.
Yeah, I remember it from somewhere, but what you smoking on over there? You got some good old chronic? Some good old chronic.
Change it every 48 hours. Change it every 48 hours, or depending on your temperature zone, every 24 hours, or every 7 times you smoke out of it.
Yeah. Hold up, kid. Hit him with a sponsor real quick. I'm gonna get a fucking joint right quick. I got a doobie over there. Hit him with a sponsor.
Today's sponsor is brought to you in part by GrabberShop.com. Buy some clothes, get some new threads. You'll be the talking point of everybody's conversation and irritate all the right people. CrowderShop.com. And also today's episode has been brought to you in part by Dr. Squatch's Soap. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever take a shower and you think that that stuff that you're buying from the supermarket, CVS, whatever convenience store you go to, you think that stuff's really working? Nah, bro, let me tell you something. All that stuff is labeled as synthetic detergent, which is pretty much meant as dish soap. You're not a dish. You're a goddamn fucking person and a man. Go out and get yourself some Dr. Squatch today, and you could be like me, to where you smell like a fresh falls. You smell like Alaska, fucking mint. Or you can smell like the big pine forest, the big pine tar forests with all the pines, or even here in the Pine Barrens up in East Long Island. You just smell pine all day. Or maybe you feel like you're having a little bit of a hard day, but you can't drink. But there is this one that they call Bay Rum. You can smell like rum that was aged in a big-ass fucking oak container for like 50, 60 years. And when everything's made with natural ingredients. Go to Dr. Squatch Soap today, and it'll change your life. Trust me, it changed mine.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can find that link for Dr. Squatch right below in the comment section, or in the description rather, not the comment section, description. And pick out any kit you want. You can subscribe, you can get it delivered on a daily basis. You can do a one-time purchase order. There's other sponsors down there as well. We have the PodDecks, which we haven't used on this episode, but I did use in my last episode with Blaine Bent, which is a question game. I like to make a segment out of it called Blame the Cards, as well as a grooming kit called the Cut Buddy, which will line up your beard as so. You kind of use the design, the little tool, you trace out your outline, gives you a little fresh tape up lineup without having to go to the barber every time. Save yourself a little bit of money. DIY, do it yourself, the way we love to around here. Wrestling with Time.
Everybody loves to save money. Everything we do, we try to save you $1 or $2.
That's
so
it.
if you feel like you've given us enough of your time to listen to our show and to listen to us just bullshit for over an hour, 2 hours, buy us a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Get us something.
Absolutely.
Hit us up in the emails. Hit us up in the Twitter. Do what you can to help support us. The more that you support us, the more we can get out more information.
Absolutely.
And plus also, this is how we do things around here. We're guys. We're podcasters. We're YouTubers. We're this. We're that. We're just little fucking guys just trying to make a living. We have our own jobs and do whatever we do. This is our fun stuff.
To keep you entertained.
Help, we can try to make this full time, just like everybody else does.
Absolutely.
So if you guys are willing to fucking sit there and listen to me fucking babble about how fucking bad Jim Cornette is as a person, but he's great as a fucking human being when it comes to wrestling, or how much I just hate fucking Vince fucking Russo, bro. Bro, you don't even know, bro, okay? Why does it matter? We can have disqualifications everywhere. Disqualifications, DQ, DQ, DQ. I don't care. Fuck you, Vince Russo. If you want to hear those rants, help us out. Every little cent matters. Go to our Twitters. Go to anywhere that you know, just help us out.
Or the impersonations, man. If you like TJ coming on in doing his Dusty Rhodes, his Hulk Hogan's.
Alex Jones. Please go to Infowars.com or Infomedia.com. Help us spread the word about every conspiracy theory that's out there. And I'm going to let you know that everywhere is a liar.
All right.
We're going to go to Bohemian Grove and we're going to pray to the owl god Moloch. And we're going to sit there and fucking put fingers up our asses. Alex Jones, everybody.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, bro. Speaking of, you were telling me something about Joe Rogan. He got the vid.
Joe Rogan got COVID. He goes and gets the same shit that President Trump got and loses $50 million fucking dollars from Spotify. Because he went and got Regeneron, which is not FDA approved. It's emergency authorization approved, not by medical normal standards.
Ooh.
That's why that they pulled him off, because he took the same shit that the president took.
Damn. I gotta look into that though, because I usually listen to Joe every day on the way to work, and I haven't listened to him lately.
Joe whenever I can. Joe's awesome. I loved him in Fear Factor. I like his stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
he's actually
hilarious.
really hilarious.
Fucking hilarious, bro.
He's really hilarious. I love his shit. I love his shtick.
He just posted.
Is awesome.
He just posted a picture of his dog, and it killed a squirrel. And he was like, I forget what the caption said, but it said something like, "What did I do, or did I fuck up, or something?" And it reminded me of his comedy skit, the last one he did at Strange Times, where he's like talking about cats and dogs. And he's like, a cat will fuck that thing up and not even give a shit. Like walk away and be like, you know me, bitch, with like the asshole winking at you and shit. But a dog will be like, did I fuck up? Did I really fuck up? Like, you know, I forget the bit. You gotta go back and watch it. I don't do it no justice, but
the cat's gonna sit there and the cat's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah,
that cat's gonna go. He's gonna bow, and then after that, the cat's gonna be like, "What up, son? I'm gonna give it to you as a present."
Yeah,
dog's gonna give it to you as a present, and then drop it to your feet and go, "What did I do?"
Yeah, something like that. It was like I don't know, that whole shit was great. That whole fucking Strange Times was probably one of my favorite comedy stand-ups in a while. That when it first came out, when did it come out? 2018? 19? When it first came out, it wasn't 16 because he had another one in 2016. It might have been 19. And I went to Long Island, it was Long Island. I think I watched that thing 3 times within the first week it came out. That's how great I thought it was personally, but man, I
like Joe Rogan's stand-up. He was great in Fear Factor. Fear Factor was phenomenal.
Yeah.
His podcast, I have to say my favorite episodes are all 3 with Alex Jones, the one with Ari Shaffir.
Yeah.
And
I like Rhonda Patrick, like the nutrition ones she gives. I like anything that I could pull away from it. I like the comedians, a lot of the comedians, because like they kind of go off each other. Sometimes it's like stand up in itself, like they're bouncing ideas or just joking around with each other.
Dave Chappelle was on his podcast.
Chappelle. Miss Pat.
Elon Musk on the podcast.
Yo, Miss Pat. Did you ever watch any of the Miss Pat episodes, bro?
No.
Oh my God, bro. She was on one, like, I don't know if it was like a year or 2 ago. It was during the quarantine. So it was probably 2020. And I was going for a walk listening to her, bro. She had me in stitches. And then she just came out with another one because she got a TV show that's coming out on BET. And hilarious, dude. Swear to God, like probably one of the most funniest humans ever, talking about crack babies and walking around Disneyland with her whole fucking family and shit. And she just raw, uncensored, explicit, tell it like it fucking is. Miss Pat. Shout outs to Miss Pat.
Now, you want to know whose stand-up was really good and actually, far ahead of its time?
Who's that?
I can name 2 people. Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
And Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, 100%.
You ever see Delirious? You ever see fucking...
I just watched Raw. Like,
Eddie
recently.
Murphy Raw?
Yeah, I just watched it. Like
I just watched both of them
2
3
weeks
days
ago.
ago.
3 weeks ago, maybe.
Just watched them 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Eddie Murphy knows how to fucking bring it on. He is...
Oh, my God. I don't know.
Definitely back then, he was ahead of his time.
Yeah, I don't know why he ever stepped away, if he just fell out of love with it, if he felt the entire scene was changing or what the case was. But
no,
he went to Hollywood. He started doing the movies and...
No, it's not that. He ended up doing interviews about it. And one of the interviews was like, the reason why I stopped doing stand-up was because a lot of my stand-up was raw and raunchy, when I didn't want my kids, growing up with that. Yeah. So that's why I got out of Saturday Night Live and I went and did movies. I went and did family movies.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what...
He recently came back out, and now that he said, now that my kids are grown, they're out of the house and everything, they know who I am.
Yeah.
They know my history.
They could go back and watch it all anyway.
Saturday Night Live and came back as a fucking pimp selling hoes. I was like, Velvet Jones, bro, that's awesome.
Yeah,
How to Be a Hoe by Velvet Jones.
That's like Snoop Dogg too, though. Like Snoop, when he started transitioning over from Snoop Dogg to Snoop Lion and doing reggae music, everybody was hating on him, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I never even really listened to the reggae album like enough. Like, I listened to a couple songs, but I was just like, why would you do that? And then he came out and pretty much said something similar. He said, well, I want to make music that I can make for my family, stuff I could play at like family gatherings, events, and good positive vibes. And I was like, that makes sense. It's not always like just cripping and fucking money bitches, hoes, and you're pimping. And like, you got kids, like you don't want them to like their mother, like, yeah, I was slapping up mom type shit. Like I'm a pimp and these are my hoes. Like, you want to try to change it a little bit, but you can have 2 sides to a gimmick, to a person. And this brings back to wrestling too. And with CM Punk also, is that you could have the safe for kids era without sheltering the kids from the real world, from the reality, from the way shit really is.
They got to see it and understand it so that they know what to be prepared for.
We grew up with that shit. Like Facebook, dude. I'm trying to put out advertisements on Facebook for music and stuff, promote music. And there's so many fucking restrictions in so many of these countries now that I made a list and I was like, what fucking restrictions are there that I could actually make an ad? Jesus Christ. And I just did like USA ads, like 18 to 50. like certain artists, but like certain, you can't target certain regions. Like I can't do Europe no more, or I can't do here no more or there. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, these kids got restricted internet. I was like, we had the Wild West of internet, chat rooms, people like, come on over, little boy. Like fucking Pornhub. I mean, before Pornhub, Pink World and fucking chat rooms, America Online, dial up. Like it was the Wild West out there. Now you kids got so many restrictions, parental controls. Like we didn't have that shit. We didn't have that shit. But what you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do, brother?
Well, let me tell you something, Jack. What are you gonna do when Facebook and the social media empire starts banning you, dude?
Hold up. You want to see what I got?
I stand with Israel.
Nothing to do with Israel.
It's the Jewish Star, bro.
It's the Star of David. When they start coming around and saying, "Where is das papers?" I'm representing.
Here's my papers.
I'm representing.
I'm your world champion.
But I bought that as a joke because I'm not as a joke, but as more of a statement.
Universal title, SmackDown Universal title that the tribal chief has.
Yeah, Roman
is finally out in stores. Go to Target or Walmart and get it while supplies last.
Yeah.
I waited fucking 9 months to get this fucking belt, okay? If you wanted to buy this little kid's belt on WWE.com, the plastic one, it would have cost you $49.99 and you would have waited 4 months to get it.
Damn.
That's why that when they debuted the Fiend title, I wanted to get one. I knew that Walmart would carry it.
Ooh,
they never carried it.
No.
They never.
I wanted one of those too.
When I saw this in the store, I even told my girlfriend, I was like, if I see this in the store, I don't care what the fuck we're buying. I'm putting something back and I'm going to get it because I don't know how long it's going to be in there.
Yeah. Yo, dude.
And that's what happened. And I saw the price and I was like, $24? Fuck yeah, $24. I'll buy that shit right away.
Like I was telling you earlier, dude, when me and Omar went to Atlantic City, the tag
cheaper than that.
Yeah, the tag titles, bro. I was going everywhere to find them. They were selling them online for like $50, $60, $70. I'm like, what the fuck? I finally went into Walmart one day. They had 2 SmackDown tag titles with the blue.
One alone are worth a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. I always wanted a Smoking Skull belt, though, bro, my whole life. And I've seen fan-made ones.
Do you know what belt I want? And if I want to buy the plastic one, I got to buy it from WWE.com because nobody will sell it.
What?
The undisputed WWE title, the one that The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar held.
The one I showed you.
2002.
The one I showed you the other day that I got.
Yes, the one that I really like.
Yeah, that says you wouldn't want that one though because it has the Canada flag on it. That was Niagara Falls at the WWE store. I bought it. But I always wanted to smoke a skull belt, and I've seen fan-made ones on Etsy that are actually better and cheaper than the ones that WWE sells for like $350, $400. They give you a little carrying case for it, but I mean, like I've seen like fan-made ones that are actual better quality.
There's a
I might get one.
Next time you come down here, I got to bring you to this vintage toy store that's right up by the mall.
Yeah,
dude, it's called Retro Toys. They have a huge ass WWE collection.
Yeah.
They got fucking these belts, the fucking kid size ones, the old style ones.
I got a shitload of figures. I got a shitload of figures. I'm gonna start learning how to restore and touch them up.
They have action fit, dude. They have wrestlers from like the 80s from when they first came out. I saw an Iron Sheik in the box for $200.
Ooh. Dude, I got a Chris Jericho. I got a Chris Jericho Undisputed up there. And I got a Chris Jericho Undisputed in the box.
I'm going over there this week and I'm picking up the spinner belt.
Oh, yeah?
Because they got the spinner belt.
Which
I don't
one?
have that one.
Which one? US? US title, though, or the WWE?
No, the WWE one.
Ah.
I'm getting that one and Raw Tag Team titles, which I'm missing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the.
So if I get the Raw Tag Team titles, I will have the current Universal title, the current WWE title, the current Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the 24/7 title, and I have the old United States Championship and I have the old Intercontinental Championship, the one that Cody Rhodes brought back with the white strap and, you know, the 90s design.
Oh, yeah.
I have that one.
Okay.
So I'll have more current era titles than the Ruthless Aggression era or the WWF era.
Mm-hmm.
The only WWF belt I owned is the Winged Eagle belt.
You have that?
Which is sitting right below my picture of Bret Hart.
Hold up.
With the Winged Eagle title.
Hold up 1 sec. What? Damn, son. I didn't realize how smoky it was in my room. I just turned my AC on and there's like smoke like either pouring out of that bitch or it's just circulating in the room.
But yeah, I got to meet Bret Hart in person. I got to see him 2 weeks before he went live on television. I got to see him in my hometown.
Yeah.
Fucking 5 minutes down the block from my house, bro. Like, that was awesome. That made my whole entire time. And
hell yeah.
It's just so ironic. Like I said, he's the only wrestler to ever be in my life like that because I got to see him in person, met him, got to talk to him, and then watched him debut on Monday Night Raw 13 years after the fucking Montreal screw job and shit. And just to go to 4 wrestling events, one each year from 2016 to 2019. I was there the night he was attacked at the Hall of Fame. I was there that night. How weird is that? I got to see Bret Hart 3 fucking times.
Within
the only wrestler I got to see 3 times, and the only wrestler I got to meet in person besides Mick Foley. I was going to
say Mick Foley. Yeah, that's my automatic go-to, Mick.
But
who else?
I got to meet Bret.
That's the only one you mean besides Mick Foley.
Yeah, well, at the time, meeting Mick Foley for me, I'll explain my meeting with Mick Foley. I was a little surprised. I was told by my boss at the time, he's like, yeah, we're going to go, work at this, millionaire's house. So, be respectful and everything, he doesn't care about the weed smoking, just don't smell like weed when you come in his house and everything because he's got kids. I was like, okay. And I'm doing something on his roof for him one day. I was installing a couple of new roof vents because we just had that hurricane that came through here and everything.
Uh-huh.
So some roof shingles got ripped up and his fucking roof vents were destroyed. We just went over there to put on new roof vents because my other boss, who was, the guy who dealt with Mick Foley, was like, don't worry about the shingles. We'll take care of that and everything. We were there for like 45 minutes. When we come off the roof, we set the truck back up. My boss is looking to get paid. And my other boss looks at me and he's like, so do you want to meet him? And I was like, who am I meeting? He's like, you're going to be really starstruck when you meet this guy. Walking in the house, all I see is Mick Foley stuff all over the place.
You mean like all his like wrestling memorabilia and stuff? Hold up, you're cracking up. Look at the face. Your face froze.
I saw WrestleMania 16 chairs. I saw Mr. Sacco hanging up on the wall. I saw pictures of Nick. I saw pictures of him in New Japan back in the 80s where he faced Vader. I saw some really cool like memorabilia around the house. I thought it was just a big wrestling nerd.
Yeah.
But who was a millionaire? I'm waiting up in the kitchen and everything. My other boss is coming up the stairs and he's like, all right, you guys can come on down. As I'm walking down the stairs, my eyes just lit up and I was like, no way. Fucking Mick Foley sitting in his Christmas room. The man loves Christmas.
Yeah.
So he has his own room dedicated for Christmas.
I'm pretty sure he does that. He does that Santa Claus thing, like the donations and everything where he plays Santa. He dresses up as Santa, gives out toys, hands out toys, goes to children's hospitals, things of that nature.
And then the first thing in my mind was I just walked up to him and I said, Mick, was like, I just want to say I'm a big fan. You're one of the reasons why I got into professional wrestling, because if a big guy like you can do it, I can do it also. And he's like, I'm very glad to hear that and everything. I'm glad I can at least inspire some people to get into the business, and not hurt themselves and stuff. And I asked him, I was like, hey, would it be okay if I could take a picture with you and post it on my Facebook? He's like, yeah, absolutely. Just don't say that, you're in my house.
I don't want people to hit you up and be like, where's he live, motherfucker? Hold you for extortion.
No. He said, you can post it. You can say you're at my house, but just don't bring anybody here. And I was like, oh, not a problem. Not a problem.
Yeah,
I understand, the privacy and everything.
Because there's psycho fans like that. Like, you'll never guess who I met. I met Mick Foley. I know where he lives. You want to go to his house? I told you the story about. Absolutely. I told you the story about Dave Stretz, right? Dave had like when Dave had cancer. Mick Foley was in the hospital with Dave, and Dave went to his house, and Dave would never tell us anything. We'd be like, "Where does he live?" Like, we're in school, like fucking 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade. Where does he live? And Dave wouldn't tell us shit, bro.
I know where he lives.
Yeah, but yo, he actually had a tweet, and he posted it, and it said, I have to give credit where it's due. AEW put on like a show tonight, like a spectacle. And I was like, coming from a WWE guy who's diehard WWE, that's actually.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He went to TNA. Fuck that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. But still, I was joking around with him. I said, it's never too late, Mick. I said, you could put the LI inside of Elite. Let's go. Mick Foley is Elite.
Foley, big boy, has come home.
Oh man, I would love to see it, bro. It'd be great. Just having him there, like how Big Show's there, and like all the other talent, Chavo, Christian Cage.
They gotta be careful. They got to be careful.
I was watching.
I'm liking the product, but you got to be careful.
About what?
End of story.
Wait, who? What are you talking about?
I like what AEW is doing.
Yeah.
But need to be careful.
Oh, them you're talking about?
They need to be careful, only for the fact that you guys are turning into what TNA was in 2007. In TNA in 2007, the first WWE guy to jump ship was Christian Cage in 2006. The next guy to jump ship was Kurt Angle in 07.
Yep.
The next guy to jump ship was Booker T.
Oh, then Hogan.
Then Eric Bischoff came in 09. Then Hogan came in. So you got to be careful with who you bring in AEW. Yeah. I understand about the wrestling business now that there's an actual other promotion.
I do agree with you 100%. Like I do agree with you to the extent that every business that had the main stars jump ship has gone down.
WCW did this, and it imploded in their face.
Yeah.
But it only imploded in their face because all their talent was signed with Ted Turner, not with WCW.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also I think that it's been around enough that people have learned from mistakes of the past, hopefully.
No, you see, because this is where TNA was really bad. TNA was great doing what they did before Kurt Angle came in, Christian Cage came in, fucking Booker T, fucking Hogan and Bischoff. They were doing great. They had stars from New Japan, Ring of Honor. Fucking TNA is the reason why we had CM Punk. CM Punk debuted in TNA in 2004, did a couple of pay-per-views.
I thought he was in CW originally.
Punk originally made his television debut for 2 TNA pay-per-views back in 2004.
Okay.
And it was only like 3 or 4 matches that he did in TNA.
But also, like
that was his actual television debut on the national market, because at the time, Ring of Honor can only do pay-per-views.
But I think they'll be good
too. But TNA was able to work out a deal with Spike TV in order to get them at least 1 or 2 weeks a month for actual TV.
But I think they'll be all right as long as they keep it open, where they're able to be still on the indie circuit and still able to collaborate with other businesses and let the wrestlers do them.
The point that I'm trying to make Samoa Joe, TNA.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, strictly TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Roode, TNA.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. You have 3 TNA originals who, yes, who did have a shot in the WWE back in the Heat and the fucking Velocity days.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. But TNA gave them a better opportunity to be themselves, hone their craft, and do everything else. Bobby Roode and AJ Styles knew that, their career is going to be coming to an end soon. So they both figured, hey, you know what? I've gotten plenty good stock. Both of them are multiple world time champions. All right, let's go to the WWE.
Yeah. So you're thinking
That's
if
what
some of
ended up happening.
AEW's like founding talent, who Daniel Bryan, by the way, did thank on Twitter. Thank you for building AEW what it is today.
TNA guys,
But I'm saying they decide to
original
jump ship to
TNA guys
WWE.
The original TNA from 2004 to 2008, before they all fucked it up, there was Christopher Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
There was who's in AEW, by the way. He's a TNA original. Sting, he was in TNA for like the longest fucking time.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is crazy because I never really watched TNA like that to even watch Sting.
Oh, dude,
even though
when
Sting was
I
there.
stumbled across it one day, I was like, oh my God, because I was big into wrestling back then. This was around like high school. I stumbled across it on a Thursday night and I was like, what's this? Another wrestling promotion? I was watching it. And the first match I was ever treated to TNA was America's Most Wanted. No, hold on. Was the tag team of AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
No better.
Let me tell you something. That made me a TNA fan.
Yeah.
100%. That match had explosive high flying. That had good submissions, grounding. They made you entertained.
Of course.
I was very happy. And then the main event of that night was Jeff Jarrett versus, I gotta see if my memory is this good. It was Jeff Jarrett versus trying to remember. It was fucking Jeff Jarrett, because he was the NWA World Champion at the time. It was Jeff Jarrett versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's first chance at the TNA World title.
Yeah.
He was the X Division champion for like over a year at this point. He was undefeated as the X Division champion.
Mm-hmm.
So it was his first match against Jeff Jarrett for the NWA title, and Jeff Jarrett beat him clean. 1, 2, 3.
Good old Double J.
And then that's when Sting debuted in TNA about 2 weeks later in 2006. And he said, I'm going to get rid of the cancer at TNA, which is you, Jeff Jarrett. I'm the cure and you're the cancer.
Sting said that?
Yes. That was a great rivalry.
Speaking
Let me
of
tell
Sting,
you, Jeff Jarrett,
I'm
Jeff
happy.
Jarrett and Sting from TNA. Tyler, go watch it. Write it down in your notes right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and listen,
Jarrett,
bro. I'll check it.
Jeff Jarrett and Sting. You're also gonna want to watch Jeff Jarrett and Samoa Joe. You're gonna want to watch America's Most Wanted versus the Motor City Machine Guns. You're gonna want to see any tag team match.
Yeah.
From TNA was great because that's where we got Hernandez from fucking who's the who is funny. He used to be Max Moon in the WWF days. Then he was Hernandez in WCW. Then in TNA, he created this team called LAX, which was a Mexican tag team, and they were fucking great.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They were great. They used the whole Spanish culture and heritage into their group. And at one point, they were calling Hernandez Supermax.
Yeah.
because Hernandez can fucking fly.
They were calling Lucha Bros last night. Like they came out, they were rapping the intro. It was like Mexiking. And yo, that is probably one of my favorite tag teams in a while because I've always liked them since the debut.
Good.
But them and the Young Bucks, bro, like the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros together, bro. That's why I'm saying match of the night. Just when those two
Young
hit,
Bucks had a match
the intensity,
in TNA.
the chemistry.
Dude, the Young Bucks had a match in TNA from when TNA was doing these interpromotional matches with all these other indies. They were working with New Japan, All Japan, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, CZW. They were working with PWG. I mean, like, they were working with all the independents. Fucking John Moxley had a match in fucking TNA before he went to WWE. It was actually a year before he went to Florida Championship Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
A year before. Who else? Dude, I can name so many people. Xavier Woods. He was known as Consequences Creed in fucking TNA. He was great.
Well, isn't his real name Creed? Austin Creed or something?
Austin Creed, yes, but in TNA they called him Consequences Creed.
Yeah, that's cool. OCC. Yeah.
He used to come out to fucking Apollo Creed from fucking
Rocky's
1.
music.
Yeah, he used to come out like fucking, as fucking,
cocky.
The champ, man,
Like, cocky as shit. Apollo Creed was based after Muhammad Ali, you know what I mean? So
yes, so
cocky,
Consequences Creed was a spin-off of the Rocky character, and Xavier Woods used to box in the ring and everything, like that was his, gimmick.
Yeah.
He was good with that. Xavier Woods, he's a perfect example. He was a TNA original until he went to WWE.
Yeah. He made a name for himself over there too, the New Day.
Like,
I'm surprised they're still together, bro. Is that like the longest lasting faction in like the history of wrestling, like the New Day?
Yes, as of right now, they are the longest lasting faction.
They've been together like 7 years, bro. 8 years, 10 years. I don't even know. I lost count.
Are the longest reign? They have the longest stable since DX. Longest stable since fucking Too Cool.
Oh yeah.
Which Too Cool had the longest reign.
Yeah.
I think New Day beat Legion of Doom, longer than Axe and Smash Demolition. They actually beat Demolition's tag team record. They held the title belts like 434 days.
But New Day's been like loyal, bro. Like other factions broke up and came back together. Like I don't think New Day ever split. It's always been New Day. They might have had like little bickers in there, but they never actually split up, did a singles thing, and then came back. It's always been like a tag team, a trio rather. But I don't know, man. But fucking, I'm thinking that wait, bounce back to that. I wanted to bounce back to Sting though. Sting on the fucking the Darby match, bro. I mean, not the Darby. Fucking Darby and the fucking CM Punk match. I like how Sting sat out and let him do it on his own. And speaking of factions, I'm predicting that we have another faction. But given the respect that was shown, there's going to be another faction on the way, and it's going to consist with Sting, Darby, CM Punk. And I'm thinking, I never really knew Punk except like leading factions, except when he did the Nexus, when he was running the Nexus faction for a while after Wade Barrett got out of there. And I'm thinking they're going to put something together with these three and maybe a fourth one.
No, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
It would be bad to team Darby Allin with two legends. And I'll tell you why. Because what they'll end up doing, they'll end up pulling a fucking legends match out between CM Punk and Sting.
Yeah, they will. They could.
That's what they'll end up doing. The long-term goal would be like, at like double or nothing or whatever.
You can have the short-term faction though.
Versus CM Punk, mentor versus mentor, with Darby Allin as the fucking special guest referee.
But like you said, long-term though, they could do a temporary.
You can't book it.
But they could do a short-term build. Kind of like how they had MJF with the Inner Circle and then fuck over Jericho and go against Jericho. They could do a short-term build it up like, oh, they're together, and then lead up to that Legends match.
Look, the only way how it would work, like I said, it would have to be Darby Allin as the trainee CM Punk and Sting as the mentors.
Mhm.
One's good, one's bad. One teaches you how to be a dirty wrestler. The other one teaches you how to be a good guy.
Mhm.
Okay. You don't want to short build that. And I'll tell you why. You're going to short build that. You're going to ruin a lot of people's expectancies. And I'll tell you why, because that is a great situation that you can get a lot of material out of, but for how long? A short-term build, 3-4 months? No.
Even
8 months to
though.
a year?
Yeah, even a year, Bill.
Yes, because this is how it would end up.
Well, that's what I was
6
considering. I was
months
considering short year,
6
like
months
till
into
next
the stable.
All Out, a year from now. I'm giving it a
6
12-month
months into
projection.
the stable. 6 months into the stable, CM Punk and Sting can't work together. So you build it up for the next 3 months with, Darby Allin having to choose who he wants out in the ring with him every match. At the next, let's say, double or nothing or whatever, next year, we get CM Punk versus Sting, but the special guest referee is Darby Allin, and Darby Allin has to be impartial. If he chooses any side for any animosity whatsoever, he has to, there have to be a stipulation to where that, Punk versus Sting. Okay, Darby Allin as the special guest referee. Stipulation. Darby Allin has to be impartial to both sides. If he chooses one side over malice, Darby Allin has to be suspended for 90 days.
Yeah, or they just start a whole new rivalry from there. Whoever he screws over, now Darby's in the rat race. They're on his ass now.
No, because I want to see Darby go after the TNT title. I want to see him go after the AEW title. I want to see him actually become a champion.
Yo,
I don't want to see him.
We didn't even discuss that match. Miro and Eddie Kingston, bro. I love Eddie Kingston. I liked him for a while now since he was doing the Mox
Eddie
beef.
Kingston is the white version of Kofi Kingston.
He's an entertainer, bro. That motherfucker is an entertainer.
White version of Kofi Kingston.
Why you say that? Because the name Kingston?
No, the way he wrestles.
Is he even white though?
Yes.
He's not no Latino at all.
You see, here's the thing with Latinos and whites. Depending on how tan you are, but it also depends on your native tongue.
Yeah.
Because there are Latinos that are white like you and me, but you would never know unless you went to their house and saw their mother and their father.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The mother's white and the father's like 100% like Puerto Rican.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it definitely light skin tones and that's usually the case. Like Puerto Ricans are usually yeah, Puerto Rican. Like my cousin Jill's like light skin, and like her mom's like Irish Puerto Rican, and like the Irish is the dominant gene in that. Even though her dad's full Puerto Rican, her mom was full Irish, and she's red hair, white
Greg,
girl, but Puerto Rican hair.
My friend Greg with his wife. Her father is 100% Puerto Rican, fucking dark as can be Puerto Rican.
Yep.
The mother is a Polish, Dutch white woman.
Yeah.
Everybody got the white gene except for one of her sisters. That's it.
Well,
everybody got the white gene.
Dude, look at Gio, bro.
Gio's actual father, fucking black as fuck, bro.
I never met his father, but I'm saying look at him and his brothers and sisters.
I actually saw pictures of his father.
Yeah.
And his father was as black as I'm not being racist.
I just know mom was Puerto Rican. That's it.
Okay, how about this? I'm going to put it in the words of Rick James. You ever hear of Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy? You know what I call them? I call them darkness because they two black motherfuckers. They really dark. So Gio's father, his name is Darkness.
Yeah, but fucking but Eddie Kingston,
and Gio's
bro.
mom is like she's almost God rest her soul.
Yeah, she was like a white Puerto Rican almost, light skinned Puerto Rican.
She was like a light skinned, dark skinned Puerto Rican, the way that you couldn't, you could tell she was Puerto Rican because of the skin color, but she acted white.
I just knew because she had the PRP tattoo on the back of her neck, Puerto Rican princess.
Puerto Rican prince. I miss his mom. Mom was awesome.
Yeah, I know she was. We were always over there hanging out after school and shit. That was like our to-go-to spot. Smoke blunts, chill in the basement all day. Gina was white as shit though. I told Gina recently, I was like, I thought you were white and Puerto Rican, like half and half. And she goes, no, I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban. I was like, what? She goes, my father was Cuban. I'm like, another thing I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, you know, but
Gio and Gina's father is his.
Well, genetics is weird though, because genetics, bro, like you have a like I remember learning this in like 8th grade or 9th grade science. Like you have the big A, the little a, the big B, the little b. One you get from mom or dad, one you get from mom or dad. It don't matter which one is which, but one's the dominant, one's the minority gene, and you can get either one.
23,000 chromosomes. It comes down to 20. Listen, out of 23,000 chromosomes in the human body, which they have only been able to say that there is. Meanwhile, there's probably about like 100,000 fucking chromosomes.
Mm-hmm.
Only 24 indicate whether you're a male or a female, and also identify your genetics.
But I'm saying, like they say, every 7 years your genes change, or every cell in your body changes. So that's why I think you go through phases, like where, like when you're a baby, you might look more like your mother, and then you get a little older, you look more like your father, and then time goes by, you look more like your mother again. Certain pictures, you look like your father again. It's like, I think they could interchange some way, shape, or form. I don't know. It's fucking weird that other humans could just come out looking like other humans. Like, fuck cloning people. We are cloning people. We clone people, kind of, in a way. We clone 50% of the person.
Why do you think that we're able to have fucking noses and ears and penises and everything else? You think they're grown on lab rats? No, they're grown on fucking genetically engineered people.
I don't know what the fuck I did with my lighter. Every time I put my lighter down, I lose the motherfucker.
It's in the secret CIA books.
I lost my fucking lighter.
NASA's a rogue government agency.
Yeah, so I've heard. But what you got going on for the evening, bro? You want to get back? You want to get back into this?
I gotta cook my grandmother some dinner really fast.
I was gonna say, let's get back to this main event real quick and do a quick wrap, and then we'll throw on like the episode that we were supposed to have last week that got all fudged up. We'll throw that on the end. It'll be close to like a 2-hour episode. But he's got the title on his belt. But fucking so CM Punk Darby, hell of a match. Started off slow, finished very strong, super strong.
If you ever see a regular CM Punk match, a lot of his matches start slow, and then right in the middle, they start to pick up right away.
I figured it was just 7 years. He's just getting in there, pace himself. But it was also like a little test of the game. Like when Darby gave him that toss in the beginning, he was like, okay, I got you. Like, I got your number. Like, I'm going to scout you out now. You know, it was like one of those, like, I'm having fun with it. I'm having fun again. That's the most important thing. Have fun doing what you love. But
that's why that I can't be in professional wrestling, because the people that I know, I want to have fun while I do it. Yes, I understand that there are certain ways how you have to be treated as a rookie and everything. I understand that. But if you can't make it fun for me, then how can I enjoy my passion?
Yeah, it's a fact. I mean, you can't take...
I understand, yes. You have to have some type of physical mobility, this, that, and everything. But guess what? Look at the fucking Great Khali, okay? The man never fucking took goddamn one bump ever.
Yeah. Right? But I'm saying you can still be in there as like an entertainer. That's why it got me mad when they did the Giant and made him like a squash, a jobber. I was like,
my grandma's like, I'm hungry. And I was like, I know, I'm finishing something. Give me like 5 minutes.
I'm on my way, Grandma. No, it's fine. But yeah. But you said your favorite match anyway was what's it called?
Kenny Omega versus
Christian Cage, your boy Captain Charisma. I did call him Captain Charisma last night. I don't care what anybody says.
The peeps. It's an instant classic. See? Instant classic. Christian Cage.
He was great. But I the only thing I'd say I was disappointed in was Kenny Omega's entrance. It started off so epic. It took him a while to come out. I was like, I was in the middle of tweeting it like, yo, Kenny always has the most epic entrances, gimmicks. He comes out dressed up as somebody, superhero. And then he just came out regular. And I was like, okay.
Look at his, go watch where he wrestled Chris Jericho in New Japan.
I know, but
that entrance.
That's what I'm saying.
Kenny Omega
But he usually
was
does
a
like he did like
$1 entrance, bro.
I know. He usually does though. That's what I'm saying, which is why I was disappointed. Like he came out and he just did the sparks real quick, like the pyros walk to the ring. And I was looking though, and I was like, at least your beard's nice, bro. Your beard's on point. Cause he got that cut buddy, bro. He does that himself back there. He's like, cut buddy, 10% off below. Plug it real quick. But it was a dope match, bro. That one-winged angel, I know he gets it from Zephyroth. He's a huge fan. That's why him and the brothers used to do the what was it called? Street Fighter gimmick. I like when they did that Street Fighter gimmick. Remember that? Where they came out, Ken Ryu and Akuma? Or whatever the fuck his name was. You know what I'm talking about? Kenny Omega. He like when like I don't remember if it was like All Out a couple years ago or All Out
Only
recently.
cool entrance,
but the Young Bucks came out as like Ken and Ryu, and he was like Akuma, like the guy with the red hair, like that looks like a Goku from Street Fighter. Like they all did that gimmick. One of them wore the red gi, one of them wore the white gi.
Okay, because the New Day does Dragon Ball Z, they do Power Rangers. They do fucking all these cool animes. Dude, at WrestleMania, they came out of a box of cereal to the fucking same armor that fucking Vegeta used to wear.
I was like,
yo,
armors.
That's so cool.
I know. I'm getting one of those, bro. I gotta get one of those Saiyan armors, bro. I gotta get an album cover done. But that was my only disappointment was that entrance. I was like, come on, man. But I'm really happy that I guess I'm happy like with the way it turned. I guess it had to go the way it had to go for it to turn out the way it did, if that makes sense. It had to go down like that. He had to win.
I knew that
they had
Kenny
to jump
Omega
him.
was going to win.
They had to jump him, come out, save him.
Win. I knew Kenny was going to win only for the fact that Chris
cracked up.
Yeah.
He cracked up. You knew he was going to win. Kenny was going to win because of the fact.
Kenny was going to win only for the fact that Impact Wrestling doesn't want to have a dual champion anymore.
Yeah.
They want the Impact title to stay on Impact.
Yeah.
Even though that Kenny Omega gave it good publicity, but some of it was a little bad publicity.
Yeah.
Because he was mainly on AEW. He really wasn't featured on TNA that much. I'm sorry, Impact.
I do like the crossover idea, but I guess you got to do what's best for your brand. Definitely, even if you're working with other brands, like you still want to make sure your brand stays relevant up there, afloat.
TNA back in the day, he knows that company very well. He knows that there's still certain WWE guys that are there that he's friends with, so he knows that
But honestly, I could think like the impact of that. Like the one-winged angel, like off the turnbuckle last night. I don't know if it just seemed louder to me or if it was just like explosive because it was like, it was like the whole pay-per-view was like had me psyched up. I was Super Saiyan in the bitch. But the one-winged angel, bro, that's probably like one of my favorite finishers right now. Like and Kenny Omega is just that guy, bro. I get it. Christian, I love Christian too. I did have my money on Christian. I wanted Christian to win, but it had to go down the way it went down for it to turn out the way it did. Adam Cole put the break in there, and then for DB to make his return. Well, BD. Bryan Danielson, BD or Baby Daddy? You tell me, Bree.
I knew by a standpoint that Kenny was going to win only for the fact that they were getting sick and tired of a dual champion. They were getting sick and tired of him only being on Impact on certain occasions, or when, a new contender would show up. All cool. You gave them good publicity. Mm-hmm. Give it to a veteran from Impact, even though if it was from TNA. Give it to that veteran. Have him build somebody up over there because it's better.
Yeah. But it was a great night, bro. It was a great night for wrestling. Like I said in the beginning of the show, we all hit the jackpot. Wrestling won tonight as a whole, as a culture. Wrestling wins.
Yes.
At All Out, we all cashed out and we all hit the jackpot. We're all richer for this experience.
Bryan Danielson, we got treated to a very good show. I would say last night was almost comparable to, I want to say, a really, really good,
I seen a tweet.
Survivor.
Yeah, I was gonna say I seen a tweet last night. Somebody said possibly the greatest American pay-per-view since WrestleMania 17. And I said, yeah, or 19 or 20, probably, but maybe not. But definitely in over a decade. Yeah, I mean, definitely in over a decade, though.
SummerSlam 2002 at Nassau Coliseum at fucking Uniondale, Long Island.
Yeah.
Brock versus Rock for the WWE Undisputed title. Greatest match ever, in my opinion.
Yo.
Best paced match I've ever seen.
You gave me an idea. You gave me an idea, kid. Next time?
I think our next pay-per-view should be SummerSlam 02 right here from Long Island.
And we haven't done a Long Island fucking pay-per-view yet, so we have to do a home fucking pay-per-view. That was SummerSlam 02, you said, right? That was the big S? The big green S? Yep.
The two S's, and it was SummerSlam 02. It was The Rock versus Brock.
That was the green year where it was like lime green S, though, right?
Yep. It was only 3 months after Brock Lesnar debuted, and he got to face The Rock for the title, and he beat him.
And with that, kid, we will sign off. But check my shorts, kid. The new chalk line. NWO for life.
The click.
Right.
This may be copyrighted, but the click.
It's not, bro. It's just a wolf. It's the wolf pack. The wolf pack might be copyrighted, but fuck it.
Just look. It's the same noises that Kevin Nash's legs make. Click, click, click. And it's also, ironically, the same sound that everybody's TV remotes make when he's on television. Click.
CM Punk, kid. It's good to have you back, motherfucker. Welcome back, you motherfucker.
Kevin is dead. LOL.
All right, we out. This is Wrestling with Time. This is a wrap. 10. Tree J, we out.
Woo, woo, woo. You know it. The wrestlers are the new Eric Bischoffs coming to Ted Turner. So Tony Khan is Ted Turner, and all these new wrestlers are all the new Eric Bischoffs. I need money. Here you go. You guys are producing record numbers. Here you go. Oh, don't worry. This cash cow is going to last forever. Why? Because my family owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go. Keep it going. You want a check? Here you go.
Yeah.
Trust me, Tony Khan ain't going nowhere unless if he sells the Jacksonville Jaguars. And his family does not plan on selling that football team at all. So, Tony Khan, you got a lot of motherfucking money in order to supply AEW. I guarantee you with that.
Yeah. I mean, who knows, kid, though? Never know.
It's money. Everything's based on money. So at this point, Tony Khan is Ted Turner, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, all these guys, they're Eric Bischoff. I need money. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, what? You want a really big superstar like CM Punk? He wants $30 million for 10 matches?
Yeah.
Deal. WWE is done after that.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, I never thought that.
Tony Khan is the new Ted Turner. Admit it, because they're on Ted Turner's network.
I said that from the jump, though. I said we were going to have another war on our hands, and you said no. I said this in a forum recently, and I said my co-host for Wrestling with Time considers AEW WWE light, and I told him it was going to be a heavy contender in this shit eventually, and it took a little bit of time to get traction, about a little over a year and a half.
Say that
and
if CM Punk did not debut in AEW would still be WWE light. Granted, they would have gotten. Granted, they would have gotten Daniel Bryan. But in that alternate universe, CM Punk is still retired. He's not doing anything but movies and comic books. Daniel Bryan just debuted. Let's just say, in the alternate universe, the Friday that just happened, instead of CM Punk, it was Daniel Bryan. Let's say Daniel Bryan brings, maybe 500,000 viewers. AEW still has a lot to prove when it comes to their ratings.
Yeah.
And right now, the ratings were stagnating until CM Punk debuted. Now, here's the catch. Is CM Punk going to be there every week? Are the fans going to tune in every week to see if CM Punk's there? Or are the fans going to realize that CM Punk's like The Rock in WWE, to where that he's advertised for the show, and then they only watch for the for the segments he's on, and then they don't watch the show ever again until he comes back?
Yeah, could be.
You know, like, these are the things you got to think of. In that alternate universe, CM Punk's retired. Daniel Bryan just debuted. Not really a big deal to WWE. They could sit there and go, well, you know what? He was a B-plus superstar, and he was always an indie darling. So let him be who he wants to be. You know, he's not going to be the demise of us. Yeah. CM Punk, however, CM Punk will be that demise, but it's going to come at what point? Is it going to come to AEW's demise or WWE's? Now, the only reason why I say that, are the fans going to turn on AEW when they realize that CM Punk's not on every Rampage or every Dynamite?
I don't think so.
I'm talking about the fans who like CM Punk and who want to see him wrestle.
Yeah, no, I just don't think so. I just think people are going to just be happy genuinely that he's there.
Because those are those numbers that they're looking at. They're not looking at the regular viewership. Now that CM Punk has debuted, you should generally right now see an increase of about 1.3 million viewers increase because CM Punk debuted and the rumors were true. I'm just doing simple math.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if Stone Cold was to return. You know, the last time Stone Cold Steve Austin returned, 3.5 million viewers on Monday Night Raw. The week after, 1.8.
Yeah, of course, bro.
So that's what I'm talking about. I'm worried.
I think when he's wrestling, bro, will be golden, bro.
Position, but now it's going to depend on how they utilize him. If they utilize him like crap, they just brought the demise on themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's always how you utilize the talent, though.
I want to see AEW. Now, I'll be honest, now that CM Punk's there, I want to see AEW perform good, but it's still WWE light. And I'll tell you why. 70% of their roster is WWE.
Yeah.
And now that they're teaming up with Impact Wrestling, 80% of Impact's roster is WWE.
Yeah.
So everything is combined to WWE light. The only shit that's not WWE light is New Japan, All Japan, fucking AAA.
I don't even consider that fair though, because it's like Vince had a monopoly on the industry for so long. There was really nowhere else you could go to be a successful wrestler except overseas.
TNA was the only alternative. If Jeff Jarrett and his father didn't sell it to fucking Dixie Carter, they would have had a great company.
Yeah.
But the problem is that Jeff Jarrett listens to his father, and his father puts him in bad areas, which causes him to fuck up the whole thing. That's what happened to TNA.
Yeah.
They were doing great. Dixie Carter came in. Her family owns oil. Jeff Jarrett's from Nashville, Tennessee. So's his father. She's from Nashville, Tennessee. The family owns fucking billions of dollars in oil. Dixie Carter's father wrote, I believe, like a $200 million check for her to get TNA, and TNA became hers.
Whoa.
Jeff Jarrett's father fucking ran away with the money and gave some of the money to Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett still believed in TNA so that he still had like 47 or 48% of the say of what happened.
Yeah.
So he was still on the board, he was still in charge of matchmaking, this, that, the other thing. But that's what you get for, selling short, because some billionaire came in and said, oh, I want to buy this, and oh, I got money to spend, don't worry. Meanwhile, you're sleeping with all the legends.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
She slept with Hulk Hogan. She slept with Razor Ramon. She slept with Kevin Nash.
When you're oozing machismo, what else can you do, baby? You know you love the bad guys.
Oh, and also funny, when CM Punk debuted in AEW, Kevin Nash thought it was smart to go, OMG, CM Punk thought he was dead, LOL.
Yeah, I know he just did that to be like on Hunter's side because like nobody ever thought he'd come back, but honestly, he had more of a pop than...
No, he did that because CM Punk went off script and said that to him live on Monday Night Raw, going, OMG, Kevin Nash thought he was dead, LOL.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. When they were going at each other, I forgot. Yeah. Payback's a bitch, so he had to try to get it back.
The cook at Waffle House. What do you got against Waffle House?
Yeah,
it's not. You know, it's not my fault that every time you come on TV, the sound that you hear is click, like your knees, click, 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 like the television remote, click.
Yeah, he did. He went off. He did do good. I don't know, man. There's a lot. I'm looking forward to what we got coming on though, and what's going to be going down, bro. Real soon. I'm just letting you know, I'm Team All Elite.
I'm just letting you know. I don't give a shit.
We're all here for the wrestling, brother. Oh, you see, they got a new show on Stars called Heels or Heel.
What's that movie that's coming out about this underground wrestling thing with the guy and the title and stuff like that? Have you seen all these commercials?
I think that's probably the shit for Stars, bro. It's the guy that played Arrow, Stephen Amell, and it's like Heels or some shit. It's a series.
Yes, Heels.
Yeah, it's going to be a series on Stars. I was going to watch the first episode and then talk about it, but I figure I want to kind of...
I'm not interested in that, and I'll tell you why. The Mickey Rourke movie, The Wrestler, ruined stuff like that for me to ever watch again.
I love that
I saw The Wrestler. I hated it.
I love The Wrestler.
I hated it.
I also like...
To me, The Wrestler is such a stereotypical version of how pro wrestling is.
Yeah,
to where that doesn't really do the real stuff. You want to know who does the best documentary on wrestling? Fucking David Arquette. When he fucking came back and did a few matches and did a documentary.
I told you that shit though, that I wanted to do a fucking. We gotta do an episode. We're gonna do an episode on that David Arquette documentary because I've wanted to for a while.
The episode with him and Nick Cage in the death matches on that documentary.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that for a while, so we're definitely gonna get into that.
I watched that death match episode, that death match on fucking oh, forgot what the fucking show's called. Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. That was a good series too, actually. But
the final episode, I think, was China.
Shit, bro. You know what happened?
What happened?
Aside from, so like halfway, remember I checked like halfway through the show and I said like, is your audio coming in? And I was hearing you clear in the headphones the whole time. We were having a conversation. Like halfway through, after I restarted the audio again, some point, a little bit after that, your audio started clipping up and actually showing up.
I'm not reciting everything I said because I don't remember.
No, we're not reciting that halfway again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit out. I'm just gonna edit the beginning, like the
edit out the N-word where I said the N-word.
You don't even hear yourself. You're not gonna hear yourself in the beginning because the sound didn't come in. So I'm just gonna we'll do like a 15-minute segment of pretty much talking about CM Punk for the past 15 minutes. And then the rest of it, I'll keep my list where I just listed the names and squeeze it together, and that'll be it. Fuck, man. I knew something was up, though, because I was like, dude, I'm seeing you come in, but I'm not seeing, like, your little thing on the chart, but it was showing the signal. So I knew something was up. And I'm like, it's never done that before. And then out of nowhere, it started, like, blipping, but I was hearing you the whole time. I was talking to you the whole fucking time. That's what happens when you don't use technology for a month. It's like, yeah, go fuck your mother, because go fuck yourself, because you're a piece of shit.
Blue cheese or go fuck your mother.
Huh?
It's either blue cheese or go fuck your mother.
Yeah, but that pisses me off, dude, because I was just staring at that like, we almost did a full hour too. We're at 50 minutes, but it's going to be like a 20-minute segment. Talking about CM Punk, at least. That's the main topic we were talking about, CM Punk. That's going to grab the headlines. CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk. Oh. What up, kid? Part of the life shit. You're moving. I wasn't really even ready prepared. I was just like, yo, let's go. Boom.
I totally forgot what time it was. I got so fucking sucked into this game, dude.
Boom. It's fine. Most of the shit. We'll recap another pay-per-view in like fucking a couple weeks or some shit. I don't know. What are we going to pick out? What are we going to recap, though?
Not sure.
I mean, I feel like we've beat the fuck out of WrestleManias. I feel like we should do an AEW, the latest AEW podcast by that time. I mean, pay-per-view by that time. There's a couple things. Maybe we'll do like that. Maybe we'll watch the David Arquette shit and get to that.
David Arquette stuff's good.
Maybe we'll get the David Arquette documentary and we'll fucking review that shit. You know? But I see you fixing your fucking flag over there. We gonna sign this one off for now.
This says, fuck Biden, Trump is my president.
Yeah, we're still gonna get you those shirts on the way. Don't worry about it. We out.